Spurs News Podcast, your home for all things Tottenham Hotspur. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Spurs News Podcast. I am Sam. Joining me to discuss the latest going on in the wonderful world of Tottenham Hotspur, it's Stefan. How you doing, mate?
I was sad to not hear a special intro.
To be honest with you, no one cared, so I didn't bother this week.
No, I enjoyed having two special ones. I was hoping for three in a row, but unfortunately, in the world of Tottenham, we don't need three in a row.
No, three in a row is impossible. I did the first one, and I said to everyone, like, oh, you can guess who the two movie clips were, and then no one played. Not one person messaged. So then I did a second one, and no one even mentioned it, man. So I was hurt, and I was already hurting from watching Tottenham play football or try to play football, and yeah.
No, fair play.
No, I'm not in a good headspace. I'm going to admit this straight away. I think several weeks ago, because for such a long time I'd realised how bad the situation was, even when others didn't. I had actually hit an acceptance point of, we're going down, and I'm going to have to get good with this because it's happening. And then performances and results meant I had that hope again, which is always dangerous. That
kills you.
Yeah, that we were actually going to dig ourselves out of this mess. And then the Leeds game happened, and I keep getting told I'm being negative, but I now cannot see a way that we stay up.
It is very difficult. I think I'm very similar to you. Like that Brighton game, the 1 point felt like a defeat, and part of me was kind of like, that's a good sign. Like if a draw feels like a defeat, that means that we have stepped our performances up to a level.
We have, yeah.
Where we can be disappointed we only drew, and I was like, okay. And then obviously we beat Wolves just about.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was overly amazed at the performance against Wolves, but it was 3 points, and that was another step up. And then we did a real good first half against Aston Villa, and like you, I was like, this is it now. Here we go. Come to the Leeds game, and there's an opportunity, 4 points with 2 games left. This is it. This is how we survive. Yeah. And by the end of the game, the 1 point felt like a defeat, but it didn't feel like the Brighton defeat. No. It felt like a real sucker punch.
Well, yes and no, like, because I had, again, I will just say today, as we record this, and as this show will go out, it's my brother's birthday, Spurs fan, who was on the podcast with me not long ago. So, happy birthday, Bob. Hey, Bob. I didn't think Leeds should have beaten us. Like, we really did scrape a draw. Like,
2 world-class saves in that match.
Yeah, really were. And our finishing was atrocious. Like, they did everything right, and our keeper saved us. Their keeper, I think, made a couple of fairly regulation saves. But because we are now creating things. Like, De Zerbi has managed to get them actually playing football where we create chances, which is wonderful, but it either highlights just how out of practice our forwards are at having chances, or just generally how poor they are.
I don't want to face the wrath of the fans or anything here, but I do not think Dominic Solanke, Richarlison, Mawani, any of those three go one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I'm not in that headspace of that's a goal. Like, any of those three go one-on-one with the goalkeeper, I'm almost expecting them to miss the target more than them to score.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think we were spoiled by Kane and Son?
Massively.
I mean, spoiled is obviously the wrong term, but just kind of your expectations of what
those two go one-on-one. Unless it's to help Arsenal win the title, you know they're burying it.
Oh yeah, but the trick with that was to make it look like you were trying.
Yeah,
but not actually trying. Like, Sonny, he got it, man. He just
he
understood.
knew what happened. but
Um,
like we had those strikers for so long, and then now, like we were kind of joking before about nickname relegation Richie because he saved Everton that season.
well,
I watched that performance against Leeds, and I'm almost thinking he's relegation Richie because he wants to go back to Everton for cheap.
he. See the thing.
Like
The thing
performance, I'm like, this guy can score a bicycle kick without thinking about it.
Don't talk to me about bicycle kicks.
No, I mean, as I said that, I was like, oh.
See, the thing is about that is I don't think Richie
opportunities that you would expect a striker who can play for the Brazilian national team,
yeah,
to bury with ease.
Yeah,
and he never looks to me like a striker guaranteed to score.
No, he done. The thing that like drives me insane about Richie is he didn't play badly. And what I mean by that is he literally worked his ass off. He closed down. He created havoc. He found space. The only thing, which unfortunately, when you are a striker, is the only thing, is he never took a chance. And not only did he not take the chance, like, I can forgive a striker who's hit 3 or 4 shots at goal and the keeper's done well, or, you know what I mean, you can forgive that. He shanked all of them. They're like came off his knee into the ground. Like, he didn't make a clean connection with any chance he had, and that drives me insane.
That's literally what you're paid to do.
Yeah, and so, like, I don't think he was poor. Like, I don't think he had a bad game. I just think that a striker, like Kinski at the other end, Kinski made those 2 fantastic saves, had no chance with the penalty. He did everything right in that game. But if Kinski made 1 error in addition to that, no one's talking about the saves.
No.
And with Richie and being a striker, he ran himself into the ground and worked his ass off. But no one cares about that when you're shanking every opportunity given to you. Because, of course, when you're 1-0 up and dominating, and going to get a second or a third is essential.
Oh, massively.
It just is. And to keep missing those chances, I mean, I'm told the atmosphere in the ground was very different to how it translated on TV. But on TV, I felt the atmosphere in the ground died when we kept missing chances. It was almost like everyone in there just went, oh, shit. We know where this is going.
Almost like we know what's coming.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm told that's not the case. I'm told the atmosphere in the ground was actually fairly good, and everyone's saying, God, the atmosphere contributed to the tension weren't there, which is fair, because TV sort of can up or down the sort of sounds, whatever they want to do, which is not great.
Yes, that's true.
But the game did finish 1-1. It wasn't a defeat, even if it feels that way, which leaves us in a position where we are 2 points above West Ham with 2 games to go. One real highlight of the game was seeing Maddison return to the pitch. I think this was quite clever management for 2 reasons. One, it gave Maddison a home return with sort of X amount of minutes on the clock to just sort of lift the place when the place was feeling a bit, fucking hell.
Yeah.
2, Matisse Tell had a nightmare, was looking lost on the pitch, and he took him off for Maddison, which meant that the crowd's focus was only on Maddison. I think
agreed. And it's smart. Kind of like we drew the game 1-1, but all I'm seeing on social media is Maddison's return. No one seems to be talking massively about the result or anything. Everyone's kind of focusing in on the Maddison thing, which
me and you
from
have
a PR side of it, genius.
Me and you have a very different social media feed, clearly. Speaking of Maddison and his return, we then have to go back to refereeing and VAR, because in the game, Matisse Tell tried to clear the ball with an overhead kick.
Yeah.
I looked this up. How long from the VAR intervening to that penalty being given do you think it took them to review it and the referee to go across and take a look?
I mean, it felt like about 3 weeks, but it's got to have been somewhere between 2 and 5 minutes.
It was just
Felt
over
like
five,
weeks.
just over 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Sky Sports said it was 6, but everyone else is saying it was like 5 minutes, 12, 14 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
To walk through this scenario, I understand that that was going to get given as a penalty. What I don't understand is why. And I'll tell you, I was going to tell you my rationale behind this, and then you're more footballing person, you can correct me. Matisse Tell is trying to clear the ball and is doing an overhead kick to do it. It's a poor decision, whatever, he's a young player, it happens. The Leeds player has run from nowhere, really, sprinted to try and get the ball, and has run into his foot. Is that disputable?
In essence, yeah, the foot did connect with the head.
Well, yeah, because the guy ran into it.
Okay, yeah.
Why is that a foul? Like genuinely, forget penalty, everything like that.
The main problem was there is a moment. I think it was Jamie Carragher after the match. There's a still image, and you can see Matisse Tell is looking, in the direction of where the player came from,
and the player is nowhere near that point though.
He's not there yet.
No, exactly. So when he glances,
I
that
think
verifies
that's the problem.
There's
They've
no
kind
one
of
there.
seen that image and gone, "Oh, Matisse Tell has looked at where the player was." So like, yeah, but the player was still a good 5 or 6 steps away from that point.
So this is my point. If he looks and sees that player running in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't try and clear the ball like that. Well, what I mean is, like, you are not going to try and kick the guy's head. Like, there are so many different things that you would do, or anyone would do, if a player.
There are so many things I wish he had done.
Granted, but I just don't understand how that's an individual's fault. It's like, I guess it's just the high foot, everything that scenario. So whatever, it is a penalty. I'm not gonna. It's not like a kind of. I just don't understand how the fuck you can, like, if I'm an attacking player and I see a guy going to swing a clearance, do I just throw myself at his foot to get a penalty now? I don't know. I find it fucking annoying, but
it's just, as soon as I saw it happen,
yeah, I know.
Instantly, you're like, oh crap, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see. It wasn't until they started talking about it I thought, really? And then it's like, okay, his foot makes connection with his head. The thing that annoys me is I don't think we get it. And my theory on us not actually ever getting a penalty continued when Maddison's brought down in the box.
Yep.
How long do you think VAR reviewed that?
Now, I know the answer to this one. It was about 23 seconds.
Yeah.
Or something absolutely ridiculous. I saw it put out.
The total time, so from the game was stopped to them clearing it, was just over 30 seconds. They said they looked at it, they could see the defender got to the ball first, and therefore it wasn't a foul.
Now, I have seen a few replays of this, and that is really kind of I have not seen a replay yet where I can clearly say with 100% certainty which foot touched the ball.
I can say with near 99% certainty that they didn't. Maddison moved the ball away. And not only can I say it because I've seen the different angle than what was shown to VAR, which is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I can also say it because James Maddison fucking showed it on his Instagram.
I saw that still.
Literally,
just to clarify, I was like,
literally got the angle of the video and zoomed in to show it. So it's not disputable. Like, why in all of the fucks are VAR looking for over 5 minutes to give a penalty against us, and then spending all of 30 seconds to dismiss one potentially for us?
Yeah, it is insanity. And like this whole defender touched the ball first, but still took out the player.
Yeah.
Well, Matisse Tell kicked the ball first before he touched the Leeds player. He cleared the ball.
Yeah, but that was deemed dangerous play. The official reason for that penalty being given is high foot, basically.
Yeah, and then De Zerbi came out after the match and spoke about the refereeing performances. And I think, now, I am not one normally for, if a manager comes out and starts moaning about the referees and stuff, I'm always a little bit like, you know, it's happened, you can't change it. We all know it's not going to change.
No.
But he came out and he spoke, actually, I think, really well. He said, you know, he genuinely believes that the stuff that happened on Sunday's match has left an effect on the officials in this match. And I look at those two decisions and the fact that VAR dismissed the second one so quickly.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we are not giving an injury time penalty. We are not getting the crap for that.
I have a far more conspiratorial theory. But let me just say as well, which is something which social media is very divisive. Football fandom is very divisive. Football fandom on social media is straight up toxic as hell.
Yeah, yes.
When that penalty decision went, and I shit you not because it got shared all over my timeline, all of the biggest West Ham fan accounts you've ever seen, 201, were tweeting how lucky they were because that was a penalty. If West Ham fans, given all the shit that's going on, could look at that situation and go, fucking hell, that was lucky because that was a penalty, you know we've been screwed, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
The West Ham goal, equaliser against Arsenal, the thing that you look at that, the arm on the goalkeeper, yeah, okay, that's a foul. But why is that a foul now when
Vicario was told he's got to be a stronger keeper 6 months ago? Yeah.
And also, and it just plays back into this narrative thing that created by commentators, because that's Gary Neville. That's Gary Neville, who constantly said that whilst Vicario was being fouled, held, stomped on, his arms messed with, he's got to be stronger there. He's got to be stronger there. And yet, in this instance, that's a foul. That's a blatant foul. It's got to be ruled out. It is this, and the refereeing is just so frustrating, and it leads you to these conspiratorial, I don't understand, and I've said this before, a referee could make a mistake in football, and it would annoy me, but I'd understand. We're all fucking human. It's fine.
Human error. You can get away with human error. Yeah.
I am now at a point, and I think this is where conspiracy shit comes in, of where I don't understand how you can watch a video replay of something from 10 different angles and still make the wrong decision. You have to be so inept, so stupid, so fucktarded, shagged in the brain with a dildo made of glass with fucking spikes coming out of it to lobotomise yourself to get these decisions wrong, and they're doing it every week for every team. I'm not doing this conspiratorial, it's all out to get us kind of thing, although, it does feel that way at times, but I think it feels that way for everyone when they're looking at the decisions going, how is it, you've watched that replay and you still got it wrong? And then you get these weak, wet-ass, we've reviewed the decision we made during that game, and it turns out we made an error. I mean, no fucking shit, Sherlock.
What I don't understand with that is why are they admitting it? The Act State happens on a Saturday. We then kind of get this statement come out on a Thursday or a Friday, where they go, we've reviewed the decisions, and actually, yes, in this instance, we have seen that this should have been given as a foul.
Well, I can tell you why they do it. Because
when everyone in the country hates VAR so much, even the championship teams keep voting against it. No, we don't want your shit. You keep it. Yeah. Don't fuck with us. Why would you then come out and be like, yeah, we fucked up?
Because at no point is it a reflection of the technology. It's a reflection of the ineptitude, and also the Premier League clubs wanted that.
And I think it's mad when so many people hate something to keep publicly coming out going, "We got it wrong."
Yeah,
it's like you're not helping yourselves.
Well, no, I disagree. I think it does help. I think it helps because it tries to dismiss this theory that it's all cloak and dagger, where they're all sticking up for each other, because the referees are being held accountable. If they know, if they fuck up, it's going to be publicly, and they're suspended for a game, they're not then used, etc. They don't get paid for the following week. It's supposed to encourage them not to keep fucking up.
It ain't working.
I'm not saying it's working. I'm just saying I do understand why they're doing it.
The fact that there are so many, and I think we've spoken about it before. I see it spoken about a lot. Is this whole consistency thing?
Yeah.
Like there is just no consistency.
No.
At all.
So
and I think that's what drives me more frustration.
This season alone, this was put together by a Crystal Palace fan. This season alone, Arsenal has scored 9 goals from set pieces where the goalkeeper was being held by an Arsenal defender as the ball came in.
Yep.
Not once any of those did VAR cancel the goal or anything like that. This video package, which is you can find it on Twitter, TikTok, wherever, is a direct comparison to the foul on the Arsenal goalkeeper. I gotta be honest with you, I think they're all fouls. like I do think it was a foul on the keeper. I do think that's right, but then I think all of them are. And that is where the problem is, because it's like, well, hang on a minute. This feels like this is favoured Arsenal. And then, of course, the minute that happens, you get that clip resurface of the chief executive of the Premier League, which, by the way, the clip's massively out of context. But in the clip, the chief executive of the Premier League, about 18 months ago, says it is the goal of the Premier League to have a new name on the trophy every few years.
Yeah.
And
I know you said about the whole conspiracy thing that's going around and stuff like that, but there does seem to be this feeling that with all the charges and everything that are hanging over Man City, especially this season, to not have Manchester City's name on that trophy when there's all these charges about to happen, does seem to help them out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, the thing as well, and this is the thing that gets me, because once you get stuff like this in your head, it's hard to shake it. When that VAR decision was dismissed so quickly for us to have a penalty, which given the time in the game probably would have been a winner, if scored, by the way, because of course there's no fucking guarantee that even gets scored, because it probably would have been a punch-up over who took the thing. Richarlison probably would have won and then missed it.
Scored it. Yeah.
So look, there's no guarantee in that, and I know that. But you look at that and go, who does that suit? Like, who does it suit that the relegation battle goes to the final day?
Oh, Sky Sports massively, because they can really drum up the interest.
Yeah, who provides
London rivals? One must go down.
Who provides the replays and the angles to the VAR officials?
I'm gonna guess Sky Sports.
Yeah, the TV company. So the referee in that box can keep asking for angles. Oh, that's the best one we've got.
Yeah.
And yet, there is an angle shown on Sky Sports News the next day during analysis which shows the defender didn't get the ball. So you're telling me that the referee in the box was given that angle and dismissed it within 20 seconds? No.
Surely not.
Couldn't have.
Yeah.
You literally couldn't, because you can actually see in that Maddison moves the ball, and that's why Maddison's taken the clip and put it on Instagram. It's bullshit, and now,
but it's okay, because in 4 days' time we'll get an apology.
Now it goes to the final day of the season, no matter what. The next games are Newcastle United hosting West Ham on the Sunday, and then we travel to Chelsea because they're in the FA Cup final, and our game's now going to happen on the Tuesday, the 19th. So Sunday the 17th, Newcastle versus West Ham, and then we go to our annual defeat at Chelsea on Tuesday the 19th. Mate, Dan, Polynesian Dan in our group, is trying to tell me he thinks we're going to get a result at Stamford Bridge. I am 43 years old. In my life, I've seen us, that I can remember, win there 3 times. Why the fuck do I think it's going to happen this time when we've been that shit all season?
I would love to be the torch of positivity on this one, but unfortunately,
no.
I can possibly see a draw. Possibly.
I don't like.
But even that, I feel like he's kind of clutching at straws.
Listening to the radio yesterday, and there's Chelsea fans doing this phone-in thing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen about this.
It's like, so if you had to choose between winning the FA Cup and relegating Tottenham don't give a fuck about winning a trophy. The greatest trophy of all time would be relegating those bastards.
I've seen people say, or I've heard people saying that they would happily play the reserves in the FA Cup final.
Yeah,
if it meant they could beat Tottenham to relegate them.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
There's a massive fan protest organised and planned for that game, and they've suspended it to make sure that the team get full support to relegate us.
Yeah,
they hate their owners so much. Like, and I think there's still going to be something, but they're like the fan base view is we can basically relegate Spurs by dicking them, and it's not just like. It's insane. Like, that atmosphere at that ground, those players are going to be motivated through the roof to absolutely give us a hiding. And that's the only result I can see. I'm sorry, and I know that sounds negative, but I've been talking about this and looking at the fixtures for freaking ages. I think I said one of my nightmare scenarios was getting to this point where it's Chelsea and Everton games left, and we need to do things in those games because I think we're fucked. The last game of the season, West Ham will host Leeds. Leeds will be on the beach. There is no doubt at all Leeds will be able and will just be checked out. I have got no doubt that West Ham win that game. Everton, under David West Ham I Love You Moyes, is going to be up for it. For two reasons.
They'll still have a very outside chance. If they beat us, they can get European football.
I was going to say, there's 2 reasons. There's a possibility they've still got something to play for, but also David Moyes is an old school manager, and what I mean by that is he will have them like, no, you do not, you respect this competition, and you will, you know,
there's 90 minutes left.
Anyone in training even looks like they're starting to slow down or think about the World Cup or whatever, you'll have him out of the team. Like, he is that kind of guy, and that's fine. I respect it, and I'm not. It's not me saying bastards should just let us beat them. that's not what I'm saying. My point on this is,
however, bastard, they should let us win. Yeah,
6 months we haven't won a home game.
Yeah.
Why is everyone suddenly convinced? Even with us against Leeds, where we didn't, like, we should have lost that game 3. If not for Kinski, we lose that game 3-1.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. Why are people now suddenly going, oh yeah, but you know, we'll beat Chelsea, we'll beat Everton? Like, what fucking planet are you on? Like, when do we win at Stamford Bridge, and when do we win at home? It's the tweet I keep seeing going around, like, Tottenham are going to get relegated because one of their final games is at a ground they never win, and the other one's at Stamford Bridge.
I've seen that. I'm like, yep.
So, I'm sorry to everybody listening, because I appreciate that my own personal depression now is being spread around the fan base. And if you have some hope and sunshine that you can send my way, please do. Like, this isn't just a, hey, call for interaction on the podcast. This is just generally, I am depressed. That Leeds game finished and I felt to the pit of my stomach, that was it. That was our chance. You know when you're watching a game and you always feel like you're going to get that one more chance in the game,
Yeah.
and then you fluff it and you go, oh well, that was it. That was our chance. And when that Leeds game finished, I knew that was it.
That was our chance to get the 4 points gap.
Because, like, I do think going to Newcastle's a difficult game. Again, people keep telling me, no, they'll win that. I'm like, well, they might. West Ham go there and win that. For me, we are relegated, all but the confirmation. Like, I genuinely believe that. If Newcastle win, it's still only 2 points, meaning that even if we, like, I just can't see us getting anything from Chelsea. I know it sounds so negative, but in my lifetime, we don't do it. So why would I suddenly think in one of the shittest seasons imaginable, we're suddenly going to go, do you know what? Prime Barca time, we're going to do it.
Yeah, for me, like, my most positive, optimistic rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah.
The last 2 games of the season.
Yeah.
2 points is the maximum I see us getting.
Yeah.
Like, that terrifies me.
Yeah.
Like, that is my most optimistic I can be, is Chelsea have been so bad recently. Yeah. Maybe we scrape a 0-0 against them.
Yeah, but they're going to be up for it.
But they're going to be massively up for it. And Everton are going to be possibly still playing for European position.
And they're going to be up for it.
Moyes is the manager. They're going to be up for it. We might scrape a draw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. Like, that is scary. That is my most optimistic, is we might get
and points. You look at West Ham and can you see them beating Newcastle? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can see the way Newcastle have been this season, so up and down. I can see West Ham getting a result there.
Yeah.
And against Leeds, you've got to almost say that is 3 points.
Yeah, like, pressure can do crazy things, right? So on the final day of the season, if it is like they have to win, which means they have to attack, which means there could be space, you don't know. Like, weird shit can happen, we know that. But if we go into it where they're above us and, you know, they just got to go out and play their game, bar feeding them lasagna the night before with a bit of food poisoning, it ain't going to happen for us.
No, we have to be a point ahead in that last game of the season. Yes. If we drop behind them at all, that's it, done.
Well, like, I genuinely believe, like I said, if West Ham beat Newcastle on Sunday, it's done. Like, all for the confirmation. They'll be above us, and we are not picking up the, like, it's just done. In my head, it already is. Like, in my head, I'm suffering because, like I said a few weeks ago, I was like, and this is so stupid because I was in this place where I was like, do you know what is happening? I gotta get my fucking head around it. And I was like, right. And I started creating, like, friggin' games and stuff for the podcast and features and stuff for next season where it's going to be in the Championship. And I'm like, I gotta just make it fun. Like, this is hurting. But I came up with a friggin' feature for, like, transfers where basically all our players are going to leave. So I'd come up with this, like, where are they now feature and stuff like that. I was so far down the accepting it road that taking the off-ramp to Hopeville is now fucked me. I am so depressed. I just cannot put in the words how depressed I am. Like, and that just how deflated that Leeds game left me. Because there was fight and there was effort, which I know was lacking before De Zerbi got hold of the team. But the finishing, the final third, I'm just looking at it like, wow, this is how teams go down.
Really, like, don't get me wrong, Tell's goal was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, beautiful goal, yeah.
But it kind of almost took me a little bit back to the start of the season where it was kind of like, my God, we're now back to relying on one moment of magic because you can't rely on the forwards to actually be scoring.
Yeah, I was going to say in a different way, yes, because we are creating chances now. I did see it, and I mean, it did make me laugh because everyone was obviously Twitter piling on for fuck's sake. Like, I mean, I joked that Sandra Redknapp could have scored one of the chances that Richie missed.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Hey, come on, you leave off. You don't get in-game practice for 8 months at taking chances. You're going to be rusty too." And I was like, "Well, that's probably fair." Yeah, you can't replicate in-game conditions, and if you don't get any chances for months and months and months, like, oh shit, what do I do here? Oh, shanked it. Yeah. For this podcast, the Spurs News podcast, we have 2 more shows of this season, which is crazy. I can't. Like, we're here. There's this one and 2 more.
God, yeah, that's it.
The next show we will be discussing the Chelsea game, and then the final show of the season, which will probably be an extended show. We'll be discussing what the fuck happens now, our thoughts, possibly grown man crying. And that's me, by the way, not Stefan.
And my tears will be done on the last day of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. But, which is hilarious, is we have features on this podcast, which we do every season. One of them is where we give predictions on the season ahead before the first game. And then after the last game, we read those predictions out to see just how close any of the admin team were to any of them. I can tell you now, I have forgotten what we all said, but I can guarantee they're all fucking wrong.
I mean, in fairness, I think you had like Eze down to top goal scorer, and he got 5 against us, so that's close.
So you remember that? Like, you don't? I bet you don't remember any prediction you made, but you remember my fuck up with Eze. Cheers, man.
No, I think I put someone down. I think they actually left the club.
Yeah. So we will look back at our predictions. We also do the admin awards, which is where we as an admin team each nominate who we think's been player of the year. This year we can do manager of the year because we had so many. We young player of the year, most improved, best hair, stuff like that, real serious stuff. But we'll do that on the final show as well.
Last year, I actually voted for our player of the season was younger than the person I said was young player of the year. I think
you did, yeah,
yeah. That's how good I am.
You really had a moment, which to be honest with you is dickish on my part because I realised it before we recorded and then just brought it up during recording to be a prick. But swings and roundabouts. You got on the Amazon documentary and just mocked me for my Eze fuck up. So you're one of the most depressing. Right. So the guy who told me the Eze deal was done, right, why I was so confident when we recorded that show. After it fell apart, right, he went like quiet. Like, this guy was like a great source for all things Tottenham. Someone I had his phone number. It was a WhatsApp message and stuff like that. Out of nowhere, he suddenly reappeared in like the chat group I'm in and stuff like that recently. And so I just had to do an aside thing, like, what happened, man? Like you were you're always just nailed on. Now I can tell you off the show why this guy knows so much. I can't say it on the recording, and just know he works for the club, right? so when he said, "Hey, it's a done deal," it just goes to show the club thought it was done. Like, up until it wasn't, they thought it was done. He said to me, he said, "Well, the club have done this big thing about information being leaked and stuff like that, and like someone lost their job, and it's like, so I just decided I wasn't going to share anything with anyone ever." Like, and I said, "Oh well, we can still chat Tottenham, can't we? Still talk about everything." He went, "Yeah." He said, and besides, I don't really give a fuck if they fire me anymore. I could get a job at a Premier League club pretty quickly. I was like, oh, you cunt. But yeah. Yeah, it's a guy. It's a guy similar age to me. Been a Spurs fan all his life, but is a very fed up with the current running of the club. Let's put it that way.
Aren't we all?
Yeah,
aren't we all?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, we are. So, like I said, there's 2 more shows left of the season from us. Because we started the show in 2018, and to kind of test bed everything, me and Matt started it during the World Cup, 2018 World Cup, chatting about England and chatting about Spurs players at the World Cup. So that way, when the season started, we kind of knew what the buttons did and stuff. Like that was generally how the show started. Someone messaged in and said, "Oh, you guys are going to do some World Cup shows?" I gotta be honest with you, I need a break, and I don't. That's not like a reflective on our audience or anything like that. It is a pure reflection of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club has driven me insane. Like I am depressed. Like there's no 2 ways about it. There's like clinical depression, which I don't have, thankfully, at the moment. But I am low. I am depressed. I have, since that Leeds game, I have been trying to dig myself out of the funk. Like we were going to record closer to the game than what we've ended up recording, and I'm actually really, and we had to cancel due to like outside things, and I'm actually really glad we did, because if I sound depressed and miserable now, mate, I'd have been awful. Like I genuinely was almost tearing up, like just thinking about
Monday, I was not in a good place after that match.
No, there's no.
And I bloody hate evening kickoffs because
I can't sleep.
I literally couldn't. Like that night, I'm just kind of laying there, like.
Yeah, no, I slept terribly. I was just. I also, and I don't know about you or anyone else listening, I also hate that this has that effect on me. It's stupid. It's a freaking game. It's a game that millionaires are kicking a ball around, and I am so freaking obsessed with it and upset by it.
We have absolutely zero influence over anything that happens on that pitch, yet it can ruin my entire week.
Oh, mate, beyond that, like...
My entire summer is sitting on, like, a thread right now.
I was going to say, like, if, and I'm going to use the word if, even though I feel it's done, if we are relegated... I know me well enough that I will rally. Like I know me well enough that I will go, right, fuck it. Gotta make the best. Like I gotta find a way to make the best of it. It's a very kind of, I know, but right now, and going into the situation, I'm just so depressed, just so low, and so fed up, and so kind of. I think angry as well, like that the people who run and own this football club have run it into the ground like this. Like, we started this podcast in the summer of 2018, which means the first season of the Spurs News podcast was the 2018-19 season. We were in the Champions League final. We consistently finished above Arsenal, and we consistently were challenging for Premier League trophy. We were challenging. Since that point, we have dropped year on year performance. Every aspect of recruitment, everything has been poor, and we have just continually dropped and dropped and dropped. It's now the 2025-26 season. We finished 17th in the league last year, largely due to injuries. And at best, we're going to finish 17th again this year. But most likely scenario from here is relegation. That means that we've gone from the Champions League finalists and Premier League contenders to relegation in that time. What's that? 7 years? 6 years? 7 years. 7 seasons. And that has been purely
you kind of
down...
look at the Leicester City of Premier League champions to League One in 10 years.
Well,
and go, wow, we're going from Champions League final to relegation.
I mean,
I'm like, God.
The likelihood is after that final game of the season, Arsenal will be Premier League champions, we will be relegated, and they will have a Champions League final ahead of them.
Yeah.
2018-19, we're in the Champions League final, and now we're getting relegated while they're doing it. And the thing that comes back to me, and the thing that fucking kills me, is when we fired Pochettino, the Arsenal appointed Edu as their director of football.
Yeah,
and
I know what you're going to say.
And he gave an interview where he said the way he was going to fix Arsenal and rebuild Arsenal Football Club was to follow the exact blueprint of what Tottenham did with Pochettino, with one change. We're going to sign players. We are going to spend money to back the manager. That's it. They literally mirrored what we did, but spent money. And look where they are. Look where we are. How many years were we gaslit by a chairman telling us spending money doesn't guarantee success?
Doesn't guarantee it, but it does give you a better bloody chance.
It's beyond. It's just like, yeah, it's what it is.
And then we do spend money and we buy Ndombele.
I find you can...
Arsenal spent the big money and got Declan Rice, who is a world-class midfielder. We spent money on Dembele and Ndombele.
Well, here's the thing. That transfer fee for Declan Rice was double what we paid for Ndombele.
Yeah.
So that... But anyway, right, let's shake that off. That is our show this week. I appreciate it's basically Depression FM. Apologies for that. I genuinely am struggling to see a way out. I know I'll shake it off. I know I'll somehow find a way to make the best of it, because that's just the reality.
We'll be back next season no matter what.
Yeah, we will be. I mean, I'm not going to stop being a Tottenham fan. It does give me a unique position where I get to pick a team to be my Premier League team. It means that I won't have a championship team anymore. Technically my Premier League team was going to be Man City, because I felt like they were going to deny Arsenal the title again, but it looks like they fucked that thanks to Everton, which again, for the script writers, Everton can hand Arsenal the title and relegate us. That works for a beautiful script, doesn't it?
God, every Arsenal fan's second team is about to be Everton.
Yeah, massively, yeah.
Which is ironic, because I always felt like Everton and Tottenham had a very kind of good kinship.
Well, so do I. However, an Everton fan, again, pointed this out, and they're not wrong, which is when Everton were struggling a few seasons ago, Tottenham were looking at all their players licking their lips, and Tottenham fans were like, yeah, we want you to get relegated so we can buy Pickford, and we can buy Branthwaite, and we can do this. And so Everton fans are just kind of like going, well, when you go down, we could have a look at a few of your players. And I'm just like, take the fuckers, take all of them. Yeah. Anyway, right. So that is our show this week. We will be back next week. When we come back next week, we will be discussing Newcastle versus West Ham and Chelsea versus Spurs. If you believe in a higher power, it's time to put your prayers up. I am a believer in the old gods. I'm a pagan, so I will be sacrificing some virgin goats. How do I know they're virgins? Because they're not in Wales. There we go. See how I managed to bring it back with humour and just insult every Welsh Tottenham fan?
Oh dear, Gareth Bale's just turned off the podcast.
Oh, Gareth Bale is a big fan of the podcast. He is, look you. See how my impression of Gareth Bale? It's more Tom Jones though. Like if anyone like the Voice, Tom Jones was like a judge on The Voice.
Oh yeah.
And he basically every week was like name dropping. So it was like, hello, I'm Tom Jones. When I was recording with Elvis, and everyone's like, oh fuck no, all right. Yeah, all right, easy. When I was out drinking with Madonna last week, it's like, all right, fucking hell, easy, son.
You dropped another one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like every week it was like some sort of like someone would do a song. It'd be like, of course, when that was originally released and done like this, and I was there. It's like, oh, of course you were. Fuck's sake. But anyway, that's our show. This is the Spurs News podcast, which will continue through next season, no matter what league we're in. But for this season, there's just 2 more shows after this. Like I said, next week we'll be discussing Newcastle, West Ham, Chelsea, Spurs. The following week it'll be our discussion of the season. It'll either be a party or it'll be a wake. Either way, I'm probably going to be drunk. Until then, everybody, you all take care.
And please, Spurs, please.
Thank you for listening to the Spurs News Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Stay up to date with all things Tottenham. Follow us on social media. All links are in the podcast description.